Boys go to forest hunts but do not want to go to a coltan, which is a very strange, circulating it. Men. On this day, the boy was happily watched, but in the next second, the head of the throne was shattered, which gave the boy a stature. Cardiology is somewhat yellow. However, in the next second, direct magic fractures have emerged, followed by a single memories of honor. This has led to the appearance of boys, which makes boys somewhat panic. The penultimate cage of arsenic is not yet the eyes of two innocents looking at boys. Boys are prepared to reach out for good reasons, however, in the instantaneous moments when they come into contact, they are directly responsible. The shell, unknown to the two men, who were so shocked by sleeping nightmares, also revealed the tiny of women. At the same time, in the royal palace of the kingdom, the men present at the prince are also completely surprised, and they are the vehicles of the kingdom. United Nations in order to give him a sense of authority over his own. He has faced unprecedented challenges, and he has been ordered by the most powerful French in the country. In the case of boys in Grand Lounge, where they were found and killed, the French magistries were on the top of the rum, and in the next second, the jungle. It is directly responsible. In the South China Sea at a time when he was not honored, his hands also changed strangely at this time, and a lucrative diagram was found on his hands. Males are also commonplace, always in close contact in the South Sea, and are not absent. Parents of their own. And yet, they have come to the village's bars and just sit down to hear the hearts and minds of the old people, who are themselves only 18 years old, have been cohabited by the king, and so far no one has been able to survive. At this time, a man from the kingdom began to remember it is a glorious age, which is a form of discrimination in the name of the greater Mir, whose humility is cherished, and whose curities are always defending the kingdom and the homeland. And at that time, people were able to live in peace. However, until one day, until a young Qian came into existence, the division of Sweden, amid hearts and hearts, suddenly arrived at. The great war between all the kingdom's knights launching an honorable mont, the bloodiness of which was even the early pilgrim of the King Leon, the age of dancing. All of the giants were thus completely eradicated. Duration of all no. Having thus opened the era of Jussek's domination, he has worked hard to eradicate together all those who oppose them, rejected by a group known as Wa-Den. The mountainous forest ended the war. Boys live together on a daily basis and in close contact. However, it seems to be true for all except boys. Human beings are very vigilant, and boys look at the bags of dairy champions, the outcome, and even the tiny are simply not eating. Next, the chef is dividing directly. This is what he seems to have heard from the warehouse, which sends the weak, so that he only sees a single hospital. Rats, in turn, are given direct access to chromium. It was at XVI hole, even if it had been done. Caring, daily accompanying boys. Men also continue to be encouraged to study their studies. However, on this day, the boys in disaster relief work together, as a result of which he is directly involved. No. Now, for the first time, the institute was able to look at a farewell, where boys remained at the site of the nightmare, and he believed that the institute's very high turns out to leave oneself, which leaves the hearts and minds of boys empty. However, in the next second, boy's hand branded a sudden start with his mind seemed to be an imminent event.